Yes people, I'm Charlie, and in this video we're going to go over the best gym split for you when losing body fat. There's going to be 3 things you're going to need to consider before choosing the best split for you. And in this video, I'm going to go through all 3 to help you out. The first thing you're going to need to consider is training experience. This is going to affect many things like volume per session, the amount of sessions you're doing per week, and exercise selection. We all know about the noob gains. If you're very new to the gym, you could be training only a few times a week, only doing a few sets per muscle group, and you're going to progress pretty quickly. Whereas if you've been training maybe 5-6 years, you're going to have to do a lot more volume and play around with things a little bit more to progress. It's sad, I know, but it's just life. This also comes into the amount of days you're going to train. If you're brand new to the gym, probably going on a 2 or 3 day split is going to be good enough. You're probably going to be pretty sore from that if you're training properly, and then we want to make sure you're recovering as well. So doing a 2 or 3 day split is going to be good for you if you're just starting out. Whereas again, if you're very experienced in the gym and you're trying to lose some body fat, we probably want to be training a little bit more. Okay, so maybe a 4 day split. It doesn't need to be 7. Don't be training with no rest days, but you will be able to take a lot more. And obviously you're going to need a lot more volume to grow. So probably more like a 4 day split. Exercise selection also comes into this massively. If someone's brand new to the gym, I'm not going to throw them in and do an RDL. I'm not going to throw them into a deadlift. We may even just put them on machines for the first couple of weeks, get them used to the movements, get through the first little phase, build confidence because that's important too, and then ease them into the free weights. Whereas if you're experienced in the gym, come on, you need to be in that weight section. You need to be throwing weight around, obviously with good form, but you need to have a variety in your training. You need to be doing things like RDLs, you need to be doing the hard lifts and not shying away from them. The second thing to consider actually doesn't really come in to what sort of lifter you are. It's just how much time you have available. Now there's going to be some people getting the hump because they thought I was going to talk about bro science the whole time, but come on. When choosing your split, we need to see how much time you've got available. If you've only got 4 evenings free, then we only need to train 4 nights a week. Whereas if you're pretty flexible and you work for yourself, maybe we could get 5 sessions in a week. We could even maybe get 6 in. Now, the reason I'm talking about time availability is because too many people will say, oh, I'm going to do push-pull legs and repeat it and do 6 sessions a week. They'll set the bar knowing in their head they cannot do 6 sessions a week. All that's going to do is lead you down a bad path. You're not going to stick to it. You're going to get terrible results. That's going to demotivate you and you're going to give up. So you need to set a routine around your life right now. Think, right, when can I train? How many times a week can I train? And make sure this routine is sustainable. Then once we've got the routine set in, make it a habit. Set your workouts on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for example. You know those evenings are free. Block it out in your calendar so that you've got no excuse to go and get it done. This is going to ensure that whether you're an experienced lifter or you're brand new to the gym, you're actually going to put it in your routine, you're going to stick to it, you're going to create the habit, and therefore you're going to get better results. Third thing you're going to consider is your goal. What is your goal? What do you want out of training? Obviously, we've gone through your training experience, okay? What movements are you going to do? What are you going to feel comfortable with? We've also gone through how much time you've got available and setting a good routine and making sure it's a sustainable habit you can keep long term. But what is the goal? Your training needs to be tailored towards that goal. In terms of this video, the goal would be fat loss. So our number 1 goal of training with the fat loss phase is going to be to maintain your muscle mass at a bare minimum. So you need to make sure you're doing enough volume per muscle group to maintain that muscle. You also need to make sure that you're training hard and you're managing your recovery properly. Because you can train every blooming day of the week, you can train a million times a week, but if you're not recovering properly, you're going to be losing muscle, especially in an aggressive calorie deficit. We also need to look at what types of training are you doing. If you're training for a marathon, probably not going to be the same as training for fat loss. So going into fat loss, what I'd recommend is, doesn't matter what lifter you are, a bare minimum of 3 resistance sessions per week, getting enough volume, ideally training every muscle group twice a week. And then I'd also throw some cardio in there. You do not need cardio at the start, and sometimes you don't need cardio in a whole fat loss phase. But come on, cardio is going to help you. So even if you did 3 resistance sessions and 1 session of cardio a week to start with, this is going to help you massively. And again, put this into your routine, create a habit. Do your 8 sessions Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and put the cardio on a Saturday when you know you can do it every week and you're not going to skip it. If your goal was training for a marathon, for example, your training is going to look very different. So remember, your goal is probably the most important part of choosing your training split. Now, some example training splits. I'm going to go through 3 splits now, which are just nice, easy examples to help you out. Number 1 is push-pull legs. Push-pull legs is one of the classics. Everyone's going to know push-pull legs. It's easy to program, easy to stick to, and it's nice and easy. So push would be chest, triceps, and shoulders. Simple. Pull would be back, biceps, and rear delts. And then legs would be legs. We sometimes pair legs with abs. Obviously, jokes aside, your legs are obviously your quads, your hamstrings, and your calves. Then I would also throw some ab crunches in there as well. With push-pull legs, you can do this twice a week. You can do it once a week. You can even do push-pull legs, push-pull if you don't like training legs too much. So as you can see, the good thing about this is you can turn it from a 3-day split to a 4-day split to a 5-day split to a 6-day split. The second split I'd recommend is upper lower. Again, nice and easy. You could literally do 2 days, although I wouldn't recommend this. I would recommend doing 4. You could do upper, lower, rest, rest, upper, lower. Obviously, you can split it up how you want. You could literally do upper, rest, lower, rest, upper, rest, lower, rest. And again, same with this split. This can be a 2-day split, a 3-day split, a 4-day split. You can change it up depending on your routine and your goals at the time. And the last split you might want to use, whether you're a beginner or you've been training a long time, is a full body split. Full body split is also great, but it's usually for someone who has a little bit less time. You're not going to do a full body split 6 days a week because it's going to be tedious and you're probably going to accrue quite a lot of volume and quite a lot of fatigue. It's not something that I've regularly done, to be honest. I usually do a full body split if I'm on holiday and I don't know how many times I'm going to train, but you can give it a try if you like. And I know the more experienced lifters watching this are going to go, Charlie, piss off, I'm not doing a full body split. And if that's your thought process, it's totally fine. But jokes aside, full body split, like any split, is a valid split. As long as you're getting enough volume per muscle group and you can recover properly and you can sustain that split and you can make it a habit, that's all that matters. So if you haven't guessed already, there is no best split for fat loss. It's all based around you. It's based around your time you got available, your goal right now, and your training experience and confidence. As long as you can stick to the split you set in place, it has enough volume, and it's obviously tailored to the goal in hand, you're going to smash your goals and you're going to be fine. So that is the end of the video. I hope you found it very, very useful. If you want a little bit of help from me, or you want me to one-to-one coach you and get you in the best shape of your life, there is a link at the top of the description down below. But apart from that, thank you for watching, have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.